Have you ever looked at your boss and wondered, could a T-Rex do this job better? It sounds crazy, but the latest scientific research suggests that it is entirely possible. For decades, we've dismissed Tyrannosaurus rex as a giant killing machine, driven by pure instinct with a brain the size of a banana. But forget that image, because new data on neuron density is painting a staggeringly different reality. T-Rex might have possessed intelligence comparable to a baboon. Imagine an 8-ton predator that doesn't just have bone-crushing power, but also the capacity for tactical thinking, planning, and even passing down knowledge. In today's video, you and I are going to dissect the mind of the king to see just how intelligent it truly was. We aren't just looking at lifeless fossils. We're reconstructing the cognition of a prehistoric genius to answer. Could it lead a team, or at least outthink your wildest expectations? The answer will definitely make you shiver the next time you look into those eyes at a museum. First, you and I need to dismantle the outdated stereotype that dinosaurs were just dumb, oversized lizards. Let's look directly at this king's command center, the brain. For decades, pop culture misled us into believing a T-Rex's brain was the size of a walnut. That is a massive misconception. In reality, an adult T-Rex brain was shaped like a long banana and packed with up to 3 billion neurons. To put that into perspective, that's comparable to the neuron density of a modern baboon. Now imagine the cunning, problem-solving skills, and sheer wit of a primate housed inside a 9-ton killing machine as tall as a 2-story house. A T-Rex never just charged blindly like a runaway 18-wheeler. It was a genuine tactician. Studies on its encephalization quotient, EQ, reveal a highly developed cortex capable of processing incredibly complex sensory data. Its olfactory bulbs were so massive that it could sniff out prey from miles away, functioning like a hypersensitive biological radar system. If your boss occasionally makes illogical decisions, remember that 66 million years ago, the T-Rex had to utilize its intellect to manage the most brutal ecosystem on the planet. There was no room for clueless mistakes because the cost of a bad call was death. It was truly a natural-born CEO of the late Cretaceous, running a survival enterprise where the competition consisted of triceratops, sporting horns as long and deadly as steel spears. But hold on, if you think intelligence is just about solving math or managing staff, you're underselling nature. There's an old perspective that T-Rex was just a brainless armored truck acting on pure instinct like a crocodile. But the latest CT scan data of its skull tells a completely different story, forcing us to redefine what smart actually means. A T-Rex's brain wasn't round like a human's. It was long and narrow, but the olfactory bulbs were absolute monsters. Imagine a high-end military computer dedicated to tracking, rather than a multitasking office laptop. A recent controversial study suggests T-Rex's neuron count was comparable to a baboon and incredibly cunning primate. Picture this: a pitch-black night in Montana 66 million years ago. A T-Rex is tracking a herd of triceratops. It doesn't just charge blindly. It processes scents in the air more accurately than a bloodhound, while its forward-facing eyes provide depth perception far beyond a hawk's. It's calculating the approach angle, wind direction, and sound latency. While your boss might struggle with an Excel file, the T-Rex was running a real-time biological data analysis system to make life-or-death decisions. That's not just instinct. That's the peak focus of an apex predator. Forget the stereotypes about those tiny arms, because what truly controlled Tyrannosaurus rex was a superior biological processor, something many modern bosses are inadvertently losing amidst soulless spreadsheets. The biggest paradigm shift I want you to realize here is the difference between fake busyness and survival efficiency. A T-Rex never wasted energy chasing prey that wasn't worth the effort. It calculated the cost of every single calorie spent with extreme precision. Meanwhile, the modern office environment often pushes you into the trap of pointless meetings, where the energy of an entire team is eroded for vague goals. The core solution we learn from this super predator is selective predatory instinct. Don't try to handle everything at once. Learn to stand still, observe with your sharpest senses, and only strike when the target truly creates a breakthrough. If the T-Rex managed the Cretaceous period, the way your boss manages projects, it would have starved to death from exhaustion before ever spotting its first triceratops. You need to establish a survival filter for yourself. Whatever doesn't bring core value, cut it out decisively. Make focus your ultimate weapon, Just as the T-Rex's eyes locked onto its target amidst the dense darkness of the primeval forest, ignoring all surrounding noise to achieve the final result. So we've collectively stripped away the image of a mindless monster to see that the T-Rex was truly a genius of nature. First, we've seen its neuron density rivaling that of primates, allowing it to process sensory data more acutely than any modern surveillance equipment. Furthermore, its ability to plan and hunt contextually reveals a strategic mindset that even top-level managers would envy. And finally, the balance between raw power and meticulous calculation is exactly what kept it at the top of the food chain for millions of years. Don't just look at teeth the size of bananas. Look at how it solved the harshest survival puzzles Earth ever devised. The biggest difference between a T-Rex and your boss probably just lies in the tools. One used claws to dominate the physical world, the other uses spreadsheets to control the office. What's the takeaway here? Intelligence isn't about degrees or complex jargon. It's the ability to observe, adapt, and act decisively when the moment strikes. If this magnificent creature could master an entire era without a computer, then I believe you have what it takes to navigate the daily chaos of your workplace. What do you think? Would you choose a T-Rex or your current boss to lead your team through a crisis? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your take on this wild comparison.